It's a new year. That means new financial goals, and close to 2 million Australians are nursing a Christmas debt hangover that will take months and months to repay. A staggering $2.7 billion was spent during the holiday season, with the average shopper landing more than $1,600 in debt.
So how can we set some achievable, that's the word, isn't it, achievable money goals and regain our financial footing?
For more, financial author and founder of Pivot Wealth, Ben Nash, joins us. Happy New Year, mate. Nice to see you.
Okay.
For those who indulged financially over the holiday season, many of us did, how can you get your finances back on track now?
Well, as you said in those stats, there's a lot of people in this boat. And so I think the first thing is that if you're relying on credit or buy now, pay later, trying to cut that off as quickly as you can, because it's like taking 2 steps forward and one step back.
Cut it off, is it pay it out, get rid of it?
Stop using it.
Right.
Stop using it and then start to get in front.
Yes.
And then so doing what you can to clear that debt down, thinking about perhaps doing it in a shorter burst rather than over a long time, because if you set a comfortable budget and a comfortable level of repayments, then it could take quite a long time to ditch out that debt. Whereas if you instead did it in a short sprint, then at least you can get a lot more in front and do it in a much shorter amount of time.
Okay, so that's getting over the Christmas hurdle. If we want to set ourselves up for a successful year ahead financially,
Yes.
Where's a good place to start?
Well, look, the basics are simple. It's spend less than you earn and be investing, but simple doesn't mean easy. So I think the first thing that you want to do is to create some savings capacity. You can do that by either reducing your expenses or increasing your income. And I think it's worth, for most people, thinking about both of those things.
Sure.
Then you want to be investing. Thankfully, technology is making it a lot easier these days to set up an investment account and an automatic investment plan. And I think being consistent and trying to automate it as much as possible really is key there. The advanced strategy is probably using leverage or trying to use some of the bank's money to be investing. You want to be really careful, make sure that you're smart with your planning and that you're covering your risk, but that can help you get ahead even faster.
Interest rate cuts. What are we thinking?
Well, thankfully, it seems like they're getting closer and closer. In fact, Macquarie Bank's just come out with a cut ahead of the RBA's meeting. Okay. So they've cut their mortgage interest rates by 0.6 of 1%. So it seems that that's in anticipation of a cut. A lot of the money market and the people that are making bets on these things are expecting that to come in February. The odds of that are increasing, but it seems like even if it's not February, it's not very far away. So no doubt, welcome news for a lot of Aussie homeowners.
Okay, sure. So definitely in the first half of the year, maybe the
That's
first
what it's seeming
quarter.
like. Yep.
How could a February rate cut, for example, affect the housing market for the rest of the year?
Well, if you look back at history, when interest rates start going down, then property prices start going up, which you'd expect because it's cheaper to borrow. And so we're expecting that it's going to do something like the same, probably coming at a good time because the property market, we're just starting to see some signs of a softening off the back of interest rates staying as high as they have for so long. And I suppose the property market going up, obviously welcome news for anyone that owns property. For anyone that doesn't, though, then it is just sort of getting further away. So if that is on the radar for you, it's probably worth thinking about doing your plan, making it happen so you don't get left further behind.
Okay. Some major money changes happening in 2025. One of those, some shake-ups in tax on short-term rentals in Victoria.
Yes.
So what's the fine print with this one?
Well, we've seen, a couple of taxes come in Victoria. The first one's this short-term rentals tax, where the Victorian government have said that they're doing this to try and create more longer-term rentals, just recognising the rental crisis and property affordability down there. So basically, they'll be taxing any income that's generated from short-term rentals like Airbnb or holiday rentals, taking 7.5% of any rent received by homeowners on stays of less than 28 days. So again, they're trying to encourage longer term stays to have more properties on the market. Absolutely.
And a vacant property tax?
Yeah, well, this is the other initiative that they've put in. So basically, if you've got a property that's not tenanted, and it's not tenanted for 6 months or more, that they'll start to tax the land that property is on. So it starts at 1% of the land value, which is a pretty significant amount to start. But if the property is vacant for longer, then the tax actually increases. So longer than 12 months, it goes up to 2%, and longer than 36 months goes up to 3%. And so again, the government's trying to stop people that have got vacant properties from not actually putting them out to the market for rentals.
Kylie's pool boy lives in the garage. So technically it's not a short-term rental, but it's also not a vacancy. So where would that land in the tax department's eyes?
I think you'd have to ask your accountant on that one.
And your husband. Good on you, Ben. Always good information, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you.
More financial advice.
There.
For more financial advice, Virgin Millionaire by Ben Nash is out now.